Hi, you guys. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome for those who are new to the channel. My name is fransica brackin and welcome you guys to the channel. The Lord gave me this great word, you guys, this great message. You guys, he did not, normally, like I tell you guys, my gift works in different way. Normally, he will speak through something, he use different thing as example to give me the message or wherever it is. It could be a movie or what, it could be something, and he would speak through that, just like Christ used the seeds and different things on earth to explain certain things to us. This is how he would oftentimes do it. And then sometimes he would speak directly, right? So I don't really put a subcock on him. And yes, I know it's the Lord's voice because I've spent time with him. Is it in something that I'm now thing up, right? And now thing up for those who are new and who has not seen that message, right? Just like when you're outside of a home, and because you know your Abba's voice, your mother or your father's voice so much, if they were to call, you would know that, okay, that is mommy voice. Only a stranger voice you will not know, but your parent voice you will know, because why, I've spent time with them and I've gotten accustomed to their voice. So I know my Abba's voice from anything else, and I know what he would instruct me to do from what he would not instruct me to do, right? He always come from a place of peace, love, and care, right? He's such a wonderful God. Anyway, let me jump right into the message, right? The Lord say, he showed me walking down the aisle, right? Walking down the aisle, right? This one was he showed me walking down the aisle. He showed me walking down the aisle, right? And he said, are you, some of you all, are you not seeing that the Lord is walking you down the aisle? And what does it mean when he say walking down the aisle? He say right before you get married, when you are about to get married, he said what happens? You are a wife and you're in your gown, wherever it is, and you're walking down the aisle, walking to your husband. And the Lord said, could it be all of the stuff that you are that you have endured in relationship, right? All the fools that come about, that come and play with your heart and wasn't for real, and all these things cause you to go towards your husband, cause you to desire your husband. See, some of you all think that you were desiring your husband, but you wasn't really desiring your husband. You began to desire your husband when you began to desire what is real and no counterfeit. Some of you all were desiring counterfeits. You were dressing and moving like you wanted counterfeits. You were attracting counterfeit based on how you were. But the Lord said, now you get fed up of the foolishness and you ain't even know it. But you start to, dress in the attire of a wife that is, oh God, and you began, and some of you all don't know it, but the way how you are now, the fact that you want what is real, you want the real thing, you want things that last, the fact that you are how you are now, it is getting you closer to your husband. He said all of those things. I began to ask the Lord, I said, how is this? He said, because all of those things that you endure in the past, or whatever relationship, and who mess with you, it caused you to say, you know what, I don't want just anybody, I want my husband. And from the moment you began to desire your husband, that is when you began to walk down the aisle. What does that mean when I say walk down the aisle? That is when you began to draw closer. This is when the Lord began to draw you closer to eternity, to what he has in store for you, because it was no longer what you desire and what you want. You wanted something that come from eternity. You wanted something, and because God is eternity, because Yahweh is eternity, you wanted something that come from Yah. And when you wanted something that come from the Almighty, eternity, you wanted something that will last. Eternity stepped in and began to draw you closer to that person. The Lord say, for the men, you were in wait. You began to stop. He said he used, he used all, even those things. He used it also for the men. Oh God, to make them desire a wife. Stop looking. Oh God, some of you all been looking, and you look your way and you find, this one hurt you and that one hurt you, and you began to be still and say, Lord, I want a wife. And oh God, and then you began to not go and look and try and do this, but you began to let the Lord draw it. Meaning you be still, you began to wait. You ain't going and look and all these things, you began to wait. Just like a husband that is waiting at the end of the aisle for his mate to be presented, to come to him. He says the same thing you began to do, and the Lord said this is when he draw your better half towards you. He gave me this, and as he says, some of you all think I come from a broken marriage, a broken home, a broken whatever it is. Oh God, and now that means that I'm broken. The Lord say you weren't broken, but rather you were trying to, like a puzzle piece, you were trying to fit in with a piece that was not your piece. They was trying to fit in with someone that was not your mate, and like a puzzle piece that was not fitting, there was always conflict there. He said, but when your better half, oh God, Adam arrived, when Eve arrived, Adam, oh God, your better half, your ribs start to come in. Guess what? That space where the Lord took out your wife, oh God and my Redeemer, when your wife come in, it fits in, it works together, it began to mesh together and two become one. He said apart it would have been something that was broken, but together you are something that is whole. And the Lord said he formed, he formed, he formed, praise the name, he formed your better half. He says sometimes some of you are knocking, Lord, why this isn't working out? Why all kind of relationships that I have ain't working out, and I don't know wait is it me? Wait is going on? Why only attract? Because listen, the Lord say He has to be the one to put it together. But some of you all would not even allow the Lord to, oh God, give Him time to cause you to even recognize a husband or a wife. Give him time to do the drawing. The Lord is the one, it was said that whom he has put together, let no one break asunder. The Lord is the one who put things together, not you. It has the husband and the wife has to come from the word, which is Abba. He has to put it together. Now, if you did not go to him and tell him, put it together, how is it that is something that comes from Abba? And if it's not coming from Abba because Abba made you, then it's never gonna mesh together. It's never gonna work. But the Lord said all things, He used all things, even those things, to get you to start to draw closer to your husband. And you might think, oh, draw closer to your husband means physically walking closer to them. No. You start to draw closer to your husband when you desire your husband. Men, you start to draw closer to your wife when you desire your wife, when you ain't desire no counterfeit. Some of you all might think, oh God, I ain't desire no counterfeit or wherever it is that. When you start to say, Lord, I want it from you, I'm not gonna go and look for anybody, I'm not gonna go and do this. Sometimes you ain't looking, and the Lord is the one that draw it. Sometimes you ain't looking, you're minding your business, just focusing on the things of the Lord, and the Lord present it. Sometimes what you don't lean to your own understanding. Sometimes you might think the way to get to your goal, you have to run and run and run. And sometimes getting to your goals is you just being still. Don't lean to your own understanding, saints of the Most High God. Trust the Lord for everything. And He said for someone, you are drawing closer to your husband without even knowing it. And husband, your wife will be presented to you. Because you finally start to do waiters. I don't know who, I don't know if you get epiphany or what, but the Lord said you finally start to do waiters all the time He wanted you to do, and this is desire it. You start to desire what you want the real. Lord, I want no counterfeit, I want no any and anybody just coming in my life and just, hurting me and just going or wherever I want. I can't deal with all of this. And the Lord said from the moment you get fed up of the counterfeit, the Lord said now eternity can come your way. Because now you start to desire things that the Lord wants. Listen, the Lord works. He desires for you to have all of these things. He desired. It was said that He looked down and He said, man should not be alone. He desired that. He loved to see the union. So it's not to say he does not want it. When you start to desire what the Lord wants, which is eternity, you ain't want boyfriend and girlfriend relationship. You ain't want wherever it is fling. And sometimes some of you always say, well, I don't want a boyfriend and girlfriend relationship. I want eternity. But your actions is saying something completely different. But when you really start to mean that, I ain't want any and anybody. I ain't even studying that person because I want no any and anybody and that person moving. So you know what? Yeah, this is when the Lord stepped in. Do you hear me? He says some of you all, you're walking down the aisle, you're drawing closer to your husband. And husband, some of you it's time your wife will be revealed to you. Some of you, and I'm not just saying that. Some is walking closer to your husband on your actions. The Lord knows that you're ready. And husband, he knows that you're ready. But it is your desire it. Right? Still blessed is strong. There was a word that, let me see if he will give me this word, right? I want to end with this. He said, delight yourself into the Lord and he shall give you your heart's desires. As you delight yourself into the Lord, as you love the Lord, everything else will be added unto you. All that you desire in your heart, He will give you it. Stay blessed, stay strong. Bye, guys.